I don't want you to get me wrong. I believe the market still is going to tank and go down substantially further. But I think there are several stocks that are setting up to be in a very good position because of some incidents and some things that are happening to get a good run up right now. And they are, I've written them down here, Consolidated Water, Lockheed Martin, and Ultra Beauty. And there's quite a variation of what that is. One is a company that builds water storage, another one builds airplanes and missile launchers, and the other one makes ladies' makeup. I want to tell you why I think these three stocks are setting up to make me some money in the next couple months.
Best of Us Investors presents Kerry Griegmeyer.
Okay, these are the three stocks I want to buy this week, and I want to share with you why I want to buy them. And what I want to do is go to Seeking Alpha and, first of all, explain to you what they do and why I think they're setting up because of current situations to give me some gain. And again, this is going to be something of a swing trade, and I can teach you more about that also a little bit later. Okay, so that's what they do. Now let's go to my Moomoo charts, and let me show you on a technical basis why I think these three stocks have some momentum and will continue to have some momentum, and where I want to buy them and where I want to sell them. Okay, I'm going to go through these quickly because what we're really going to be buying on is technical analysis. But I still think it's important that we have some understanding of what the people do. I think the first number that is going to reach out to you here is this one here, that they're up 62% this year, and year to date. Let's see, they're up 71%. So that tells you something, that they're doing something different than the rest of the market. They've got a market cap of 286 million, and their PE ratio is forward. PE ratio is 25. What you're going to find is this is a company out of the Grand Caymans, and they're in the business of taking seawater and turning it into potable water that people can drink and whatever. And why they've grown so in the last year is they've brought their services into the United States, and there are a number of parts of our country that are having real water problems. And so that's why I have a holding currently in Consolidated Water, and I'm looking to add to it. The second company I want to point out to you and to familiarize you with is Lockheed Martin. You probably know it's a defense company, and here again, looking at year over year, up 46%, year to date up 37%, and you can see quite a spike right here. And I know why that spike occurred. That spike occurred because these are the people providing those missile launchers that you see on the back of a truck that is helping Ukraine stave off the attacks from Russia. They have 16 of them currently, and they just put in an order for another 18 that the United States government is paying for. In addition to that, they make fighter jets. Every fighter jet they can make is already pre-sold. I did a video earlier this year on Lockheed Martin sharing that the United States had an order in for like 86 of the fighter jets and canceled 32 of them because France and the Netherlands and Great Britain, I believe it was, stepped up and said, we need them worse than you do. These fighter jets are suited for short range military actions, and we don't have any short range enemies. We don't fear Canada invading us or Mexico, but the people in Europe have some real needs for fighter jets. So again, I'd encourage you to read through what Lockheed Martin is, to familiarize yourself with it. But again, the trade I'm going to do is going to be based on technical analysis. This is Ulta Beauty. I became familiar with it one Saturday when my wife took me over to the mall and wanted to go and see some cosmetics or facial whatever. And we went to two stores, Samora and then Ulta, and I was shocked at the difference. And I said, I need to learn more about Ulta Beauty. As you can see, this year it's up 14, almost 15%, and year to date it's up 1.15%. I have a position in here, and again, it's a market cap of 21 billion. Wow, had no idea thinking about it. It was that big, and a PE ratio of 19.5. Again, Seeking Alpha does an excellent job of telling you what they do, where they're located, and what kind of business they're doing. I'm just noticing they have a ever increasing annual revenue base, and I understand that. The younger generation, when I was in their store, it was packed with young ladies and young men. And what I really liked that was different from Sephora was that they had adequate people on the floor to help the shoppers, to give them pointers, to educate them, and then the atmosphere in this store was very uplifting. So this is another one of the I have a position in, and I want to add to. Okay, so that's Seeking Alpha, and that's an overview of the stocks, and so that you know what they're in and what they do. And then if you want to dig deeper, and buy on fundamentals, you can use Seeking Alpha to get their financials and come to a deeper understanding. But what I'm talking about is a swing trade. Again, let me explain completely why I want to do this. I think the market has more downside. I have shorted the market, but I want to make some money in the interim. I want to make some money where I find stocks that have some momentum going up and then leap in and take a position and then be ready to get out. It is not a long-term trading strategy. So with that in mind, I want to take you to my Moomoo charts. If you don't have Moomoo charts, Moomoo does a wonderful job on two things. Number one, they give you a mobile app. I was at the doctor's office today, and when you go to a doctor, you have to sit and wait. Well, I followed the stock market on my Moomoo app. I even did some trading on my Moomoo app. The other thing I really like about them is on my desktop, I have some of the best charts that I have seen. So let's go and let me show you on these three stocks why I think technical analysis says they're in a position to consider buying. Okay, this is my Moomoo charts on Lockheed Martin. And what I'm looking for here is some indicators that give me an indication that this stock is on its way up and will continue to go on its way up. So I've got, first of all, your 200-day moving average, your 50, and a 9-day moving average. And if you look back here, you can see that history tells me that when the price is above all three of them, the stock is probably going to go up. And as you can see, it does. And then I'll show you later how I can gauge that when this is going to go down. So let's look at it where it is right now. Back here on October the 17th, it crossed over the all three of the moving averages, the 200, the 50, and the 9-day. And you can see it's just gone straight up. This coincides with what I told you, ordering more of the missile launchers and also the change in the contracts for the fighter jets. Now, what I also want you to look then as to get indicators is what happens when these lines cross each other and give me an indication on the MACD that's going up. Again, going back to past indications, when the yellow line crosses the blue line and then goes on top of this momentum stack, that means we're going up. You can see right here, we still have some time that we're going up. Also, we see the same thing on this momentum chart and then on the RSI. If we go back to where we saw it go up in the past, we see the same movements. So again, my first indicator is on top of the 200, on top of the 50, and then on top of the 9-day. This stock, I believe, the next thing we look for usually is resistance, and there is no resistance. There is no line that is easily identified that shows us resistance. Now this is Consolidated Water, and again, we can look at this and see very similar indicators. Here's our 200-day, here's our 50-day, and here's our 9-day. This is about where I bought into it originally, and you can see it's actually coming down a little bit today. But nonetheless, our MACD continues to give us the yellow line above the blue line and into this momentum stack. We still got some upside potential. It's currently trading about 1805 to 1881 today, and its high is at 2046. It looks to me like it will probably get close to that. I will put a stop loss on it, but right now I'm trying to buy more of it because the indicators are showing we have here a slight downturn. If we look over here, we can see that happened right here as well, but it then rebounded. This would indicate that we could have something of a downturn as a result of this right here. So I've put my order in at about $17.50. So if it does come down, I'll buy in at that point. But I see I want to continue to watch this because, again, the scenario of helping the world with its water problems are a very positive indicator. So this is one I'm lowballing, and I'll watch continually. This is Ultra Beauty, and again, above the 200, above the 50, way above the 9-day. Had a bit of a turn down here, and as you can see, we got to a peak. We had a turn, and this again could give us some indication as we were talking about Consolidated Water. We need to be careful, but here I see some real climbing potential. We're here early enough that this could give us some good upside. We'll also notice this gray bar here. This is a gap, and that gap occurred at about 444 between and 441. So there is a good chance this will go up to that 444 in the next couple of days. So I have a position in Ultra Beauty, and I'm looking to add to it. I see nothing here but blue skies on Ultra Beauty. And again, it's not a stock that I get real excited about. I don't spend a lot of time at their store, and I hope not to. But if you can see in this technical analysis that we can gain some insights as to, by watching these numbers and watching these trends, as to what's going to happen next. So what I want to do now is teach you how you can put some sense into these numbers. Now I want to take it to our Discord and show you what we're doing and how I learned this skill of trading and how it can be made available to you through our Discord and through our swing trading education platform. Let's go to the Discord. Okay, this is the Discord, and this is the Platinum Trading, and here I'm on the education channel, and you can see Mark has two tutorials up here to explain how his trading platform works, and he walks you through step by step as to what the parameters are and what he's looking for in stocks as he builds his platform.
Process that I use for swing trading.
Then this is his page that he puts up virtually every morning, as it says there, Happy Halloween. and he tells you about the stocks that he's watching. He then goes through the charts on each one of them to bring you up to date as to where he thinks there are some opportunities that you need to look further into. And then he creates a watch list of those stocks that he feels you need to be aware of. Then on this section, this is trading alerts. And as you can see, he put up some alerts on Friday. This one was relative to NFE, and he's putting a stop loss in to protect their $3 gain at $75 a share. Then this is a chat room where if you have questions, you can ask both. This is Mark's handle. You can ask him questions about what he's doing or some areas that you have some additional interest in. So that's how the Discord works, and I think it's been very, very effective for the members who are a part of it. Okay, that's where I'm at. Again, Seeking Alpha, Moomoo, two tools I think need to be in your box. I've got a list of about 14 stocks right here that I'm doing this kind of analysis on. About 7 of them came from Mark's where I showed you his watch list. And so with this kind of knowledge and a little bit of work on my part, I think I can make money in this down market. I mean, yeah, the market's down because of inflation, because of interest rates, but Lockheed Martin is selling everything they can make. And that just makes sense to me. That isn't going to change. Until Vladimir gets taken care of, Lockheed Martin is in the position to build more factories. All right. I hope that helps you. I'm putting a link to the Moomoo. They're giving away 15 stocks. And then I'm putting in a link to our Discord. We're teaching people how to swing trade, and then Seeking Alpha so that you can gain knowledge and understanding and get other people's opinions besides your YouTubers. All right, talk to you again tomorrow.